Good morning, boys and girls. Good morning, everybody. Mr. Brian here, once again with another story time. And I hope that everyone is staying nice and cool during this very, very, very hot weather that we've been having. Maybe some of you have gone to a pool, or maybe you went to the beach or to some other type of water. But I hope everyone is staying cool and drinking a lot of water and staying hydrated. It's very important. And last time we had story time, we read a book about a dog who went to the beach, and his name was Biscuit. And Biscuit had a lot of fun at the beach. And today I have a new book, and it's also about a dog, except this dog is not Biscuit, it's a different dog, and his name is Harry. And Harry went to the beach also, and I don't know if he had a good time. Let's find out. Let's read about Harry. And this book is called Harry by the Sea. And you can see there's Harry. Here's his beach umbrella. Remember, we talked about beach umbrellas and how they keep you cool. It keeps the sun off of you so you stay cooler and you don't get a bad sunburn, which you can very easily get when it's so hot and so sunny outside. So please, if you're going to be in the sun, put on some sunscreen. Let mommy or daddy spray some sunscreen on your skin to protect it from getting a sunburn. So here we have Harry by the sea. Here's Harry, and he's going to the beach with his whole family. You see the dad has the umbrella to keep the sun off of them, and everybody's carrying different things. I see a picnic basket. I see some pails and shovels, maybe to make sand castles, which is a lot of fun to build if you're at the beach. Harry was a white dog with black spots. He liked everything about going to the beach, except he did not like the hot sun. It was too hot, and Harry didn't like to be so hot. One day, when the sun was so hot, he looked for some place to sit in the shade. But when he tried to get under the umbrella with the rest of his family, there he is, trying to go under his umbrella, under the family's umbrella. Let's see what happened. There was no room. It was too crowded, and his family made him leave. So sad. Oh no, poor Harry. So, what Harry did was he crawled into the sand castle that they built. There he goes, trying to stay cool in the sand castle. Was that a good idea? I think that was a pretty good idea. It's a good place to stay cool. Oh no. When he went in the sand castle, he accidentally knocked it down, and the children got very upset and told him to go away. Poor Harry. So then he started to follow another woman on the beach, and he stayed in her shadow. He tried to stay cool in the shadow, and he used her to block the sun from getting so hot. Let's see what the woman said about that. She got angry and said, "Stop following me." Oh no. She was not happy. Poor Harry. He only wants to stay cool. And you see the seagulls are flying, and there's the sun. It's very, very hot, just like it is today, and just like it was yesterday. So hot outside. The sun was so hot, so Harry kept walking and walking. He was tired now, so he sat down near the water. All of a sudden, a huge wave came from behind him and crashed right on top of Harry. Poor Harry. The wave crashed right on him. Look at that. Oh boy. Poor Harry. When the wave went back into the ocean, Harry was left floating in the water. He was completely covered in seaweed. See, this is Harry, all covered with seaweed. He didn't look like a dog anymore. He kind of looked like a sea monster. Look at that. And the people are scared. They said, look, there's a sea monster. But that's not really a sea monster. That's just Harry covered in the green seaweed. The lifeguard blew his whistle and said, everybody out of the water. Get away from the monster. But it's not really a monster. It's just Harry. But the lifeguard thought it was a monster. Everybody ran out of the water as fast as they could, and so did Harry. He was still covered with the seaweed, and it was actually kind of cool and comfortable. The seaweed cooled him off and blocked the sun. He didn't mind the sun at all. He felt good, so he started to go back to his family and see where they were. On his way, some people saw him. They said, oh my goodness, it's the giant sea monster. Here he comes. And they screamed. Harry had water in his ears from being in the ocean, and he couldn't hear what they were saying. So he just kept on running back to his family. Look, all the people are scared. They think he's a monster, but he's just a little dog covered in the seaweed. That is so silly. When he got there, Harry stopped and looked around. Instead of only his family's umbrella, now there were so many umbrellas, and they all looked the same. He didn't know which one belonged to his family. Oh no. Then 2 men who worked at the beach saw him. Oh my goodness, what is that? It's a sea monster, they said. And they whispered to each other and they ran. They didn't know it was just a dog covered in seaweed. They thought he was a monster too. Harry went from umbrella to umbrella looking for his family. Everybody was wearing sun hats and sunglasses. Everyone was using sunscreen, just like his family was. Harry looked and sniffed, but it was no use. He could not find them. Oh no. That's why we have to stay with our family, so you don't get lost, like Harry did. Suddenly, the 2 people who worked at the beach came running back, carrying an empty trash basket. They ran to Harry. Stand back, they said to the crowd. We're going to catch the sea monster and bring it to the aquarium. Oh no, they wanted to catch him. They thought he was really a sea monster and they would bring him to the aquarium. So they tiptoed behind Harry and raised the trash basket over their head. Harry didn't know the people who worked at the beach were behind him. He was listening to something. He thought he heard someone calling his name. There it was again. Harry, Harry, where are you? Now Harry was sure. He did not wait another second. But just as the basket was about to come down over him, what do you think happened? Do you think they caught him? Or do you think he ran away? He ran away! He ran straight out from under the basket. It happened so fast, the men who worked at the beach just stood there. They couldn't believe it. As he raced through the crowd, some of the people were screaming. They thought he was a monster. Some of the people ran away, and some people did both, but Harry paid no attention. He just kept running across the beach, trying to find his family, who he heard calling his name. There he goes. When he got to the hot dog stand, he stopped and barked. Behind the counter, the hot dog man was shouting in his voice that Harry had heard, but Harry had water in his ears and he couldn't hear very well. The man wasn't shouting, "Harry, Harry." He was shouting, "Hurry, hurry, come get your hot dogs. Hurry up, everybody, come buy a hot dog." Harry still thought the man was calling his name. He barked and jumped. He jumped so much that suddenly, there's the hot dog man. There's Harry, very excited. But he jumped up, and what do you think happened when he jumped up? All the seaweed fell off of him. Here's the seaweed, and here's Harry. He jumped up so high and so fast, all the seaweed fell off. Now he didn't look like a sea monster anymore. Now you can see he was the little white dog with black spots. The children all looked at him. They were running to him. "Oh, Harry," they cried, "we heard you barking. We were looking all over for you." Harry was so happy, he started to do a little happy doggy dance. He was so excited that the children in his family right here heard his bark and they found him. Now he wasn't lost anymore. The hot dog man was so happy for bringing all the people over to his hot dog counter and buying hot dogs that he gave Harry a free hamburger. And the lady who told Harry to go away, the lady that he was following, she bought him a nice cold drink because he was so hot. That was very nice of her. "You're no sea monster," she said. "You're just a little lost dog who is trying to get cool and to get out of the sun." "He's not lost," the kid said. "He's our dog Harry, and we found him." So they hurried back to join the rest of the family. There they go. Harry is so happy. The next time Harry's family went to the beach, they brought a new umbrella. Harry liked this one very much. It was white with black spots, just like Harry. Look at that. It's the same color as Harry. And no matter how crowded it became at the beach, it was easy to find because it did not look like all the other umbrellas that everybody had. So he could find it anytime he wanted to. But best of all, it was big. It was bigger than the other umbrella, and when the sun got very hot, there was enough room under the umbrella for the whole family. Isn't that nice? So now there's room for Mom and Dad and for the two children, and there's Harry right in the middle, happy as can be, staying nice and cool under that hot, hot sun. The end. And there's Harry. He's making friends with a seagull. And there's all the pretty different seashells that you can find at the beach. So I hope you enjoyed this book called Harry by the Sea, and it taught us a few things. It taught us that, very important, don't go away from your family. Always stay with them because they're hard to find if you go too far away, and we don't want anybody to get lost. That's very important. Also remember to put on sunscreen or suntan lotion when you go to the beach so you don't get burned, because that sun is so hot. And also remember to have some cool drinks so you don't get too thirsty while you are at the beach. okay? Because if you don't drink any water, you might not feel very good and you might get a little bit sick, and we don't want that to happen. We want everyone to have a good time and to stay safe and to stay cool, just like Harry did at the end of the story when he got his new umbrella that his whole family could fit under. All right? So, everybody, stay safe. Stay cool outside today, just like Harry wanted to do. It's a very, very hot day. Drink a lot of water. And if you're going to be in the sun, put on that sunscreen. Very, very important, because if you get a sunburn, it does not feel very good at all. So thank you so much for listening to my story, Harry by the Sea. I can't wait to see everybody again. And I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.